BMW X5 2014 to 2019 for a front and rear dash camera installation. We're going to show you how we run wires from the front to the back, how we remove the A-pillar and run the wires safely behind the airbag, how we actually run wires directly into the hatch of the vehicle, how we actually hardwire it to the vehicle, or there are other options where you can use fuse taps or an OBD2 connector. How we mount the dash cameras on the front and rear of the windshield, how we actually tuck the extra wire hidden away. Let's go. Okay, let's start with disassembling the A-pillar on this BMW X5. The first thing we have to do is take off the airbag clip, which then exposes a Torx, which I believe, if I remember correctly, is a T20 or T25, and you use your Torx in order to loosen it. Then what we need to do is pull back the weather stripping right around the door seal, and we just pull that back. That way we can actually get access to the A-pillar and run our wires. And we're going to use a panel popper tool in order to release the clips that are also holding the A-pillar in place. So once we've actually gotten the weather stripping pulled back, we're going to start running our wiring. We're going to tuck it into the headliner and make sure that there's a little bit of slack up top, just in case. And then once we run it up by the airbag, we're going to make sure to run the wires safely. And what I mean by that is the power cable is going to get tie strapped directly to the wiring that's right directly next to the airbag, so that it's nice and solid in how we actually make those connections with tie straps. And we're going to continue running it down the A-pillar. We're going to take our cable ties and cut them down. And then we're going to put our rear camera cable in behind the actual airbag and continue running it. So we're going to continue fishing it through. And as we continue fishing it through, I hate how the wiring bundles up. That's the only thing that really bugs me about wiring is when it bunches up into clutters. So we're going to get to the rear, take the rear weather stripping off, and then we're going to use our wire tool to actually run it through. Now, maybe you can use a long tie strap, or, there's many other things. People use coat hangers, all sorts of stuff. Just be careful with whatever you're going to use. And we're going to fish our wire through nicely. And then we're going to take the rear airbag panel off of the C-pillar, but not take it off completely. We're just going to loosen it up. And the reason why we're going to loosen it up is just so we can tuck the wiring in behind up top nicely, and we don't have to worry about trying to squish it in at all, especially with the U3000. The U3000 is a very thick cable. And once we move to the rear, this panel is a little bit tricky. You can try tucking it in, but realistically, I usually just take it off. I find it a lot better. There is a couple clips on this big panel that you have to take off, and you're going to have to use probably a combination of your panel trim tool and a panel popper tool, like a 4140 or the old school door panel popper tool. Now, as I continue working on this, some BMWs are tighter than others, and we just slide it off, and then we can actually reach up top and hide all the wires. Now I can go and reassemble the C-pillar back in place with the Torx and put the airbag cover back on and put the weather stripping back in place. That way we don't have to worry about everything. Now, we've gotten it to this point, but we need to actually remove the grommet that goes directly to the hatch on the BMW X5. And there's actually two clips on either side near the center, and you're going to have to take them off on the bottom and the top in order to actually run the wire through. And I'm using my wire insertion tool to actually go right through there. And instead of me using that, because sometimes these hooks can come off on these expensive devices, I use some wire that we actually take and spin with a drill. That way I don't have to worry about it. If I wreck that wire, it's not the end of the world. But then I can just take it, pull it through, because the U3000 cable is just so much thicker than most other dash camera cables, which is why there's a lot of people that actually won't do German vehicles because of the thickness of that cable. So as you can see, we're removing the sill plate on the back end of the BMW X5. All the clips are still in place, as you can see. And we're going to fish the wire through up top into the hatch. And in order to actually make some more room, in order to hide the wiring, because there's not really a lot of places to hide the wiring, we're actually going to take off another part of the trim on the hatch. And we're just going to tie strap that in place because there's not really much that we can actually tie strap to on the back of the hatch, as you can see here. There's no wiring or anything ran on that side of the vehicle, but there's a whole bunch of extra wiring that we can actually tie strap all the additional in and then hide it back behind that trim cover. And as we put it in place, we hook up the rear camera. We're going to clean the surface, wipe it off with a paper towel, and you're going to see how dirty the paper towel gets. We're going to flip it over, use the clean side, and do another couple runs, and then we're going to mount our rear camera onto the rear hatch of the vehicle. And as we do that, we can actually adjust the camera angle. Keep in mind, we'll do further adjustments after we hook up our phone to it and hook up via the Wi-Fi app. But currently, this is kind of where we're going to have it set at. And as you can see, nice and clean, everything's back and fully intact. Okay, so now we're moving back over to the passenger side, and we're going to move off the panel on the side of the dash. And we're going to have to actually take off the weather stripping in order for it to loosen up and put that off to the side. And then we're going to further continue removing more. So we're going to drop the panel underneath. There's just some clips that you turn sideways in order to take them off. And then we're going to remove the sill plate. Now be careful with this. Sometimes these clips come off. It's not the end of the world. You actually just use your panel popper tool and you can actually take those off and stick them right back on. Keep in mind, just don't be very, vicious with it or whatever, right? Because the last thing you want to do is break the clips or break the actual panel in any way, shape, or form. So as we remove it out, we're going to want to take out the kick panel. So we're going to use our panel popper tool again. One of the best investments. I think I've had that tool for like 20 years, maybe even longer. And as you can see, the clips come off. And then we need to actually take off this panel that's actually protecting the plugs on the side of the fuse box area. So we just popped that off with our panel popper tool. It came off. And we're taking plug 2 off here. Now, this is not for most do-it-yourselfers because you really got to know what wiring you're going to go to. Keep in mind the fuse box is located up top, right above there. Now, we know what wiring we hook up to, and we hook up to like an ignition sense wire because that's all the dash camera needs is an ignition sense wire. And we hook up to a constant power and a ground wire right in this harness. We can catch all of it there, and it's safe for us to do it, but we've also studied and tested all this. If you're hooking up to an ignition wire, you do not want to hook up here. This is an ignition sense wire, which means you cannot put any load on it. And because the ignition wire isn't drawing anything, it's okay. And as you can see, we solder all of our wires. We tape them all up with our Super 33 3M electrical tape. And then we take some Tesa tape to clean it all up and plug it right directly back in. That we clean up our harnessing, tie strap it in place, and then we actually put the cover back on that was in place there. And then we can reassemble the kick panel. So you don't have to hardwire it like we do. You can also use fuse taps. And like I already showed you on the passenger side, if you drop the dash, you're going to see the fuse box is actually located there. And if you go to the link that we actually provide right here, fuse-box.info/BMW, it's for the X5 build. And you can actually go directly into that and reference the fuses that you're testing and then make a decision on which fuse taps you want to use. Or if you don't want to actually use any fuse taps at all, you can also use an OBD2 cable, which is also a very common solution that people like to use on BMWs if they're worried about connecting to the fuse tap or doing a hard wire like we tend to do. And the reason why we like to do the hard wire is because then it'll go directly into parking mode right away, while some of the fuses on the BMW fuse box are very well known for taking 5 minutes to actually time out, as well as the OBD2 cable will typically take anywhere from 3.5 to 6 minutes in order to time out to go into parking mode or to completely shut off. So we need to reassemble the A-pillar now, and sometimes it takes a little bit of MacGyvering, I guess, if you want to call it that, to get it back in place. So I like to look down through the driver's side windshield. Yeah, put your Torx back in place and the airbag cover. Okay, let's clean off the windshield and use our paper towel to make sure it's completely dry and clean. And then we're going to take our Thinkware U3000, plug in the cables, the power cable and the rear camera cable. And we're going to turn the ignition on the BMW X5. Let it power up. And then we're going to initiate the Wi-Fi by holding the Wi-Fi button for 5 seconds. And we're going to pair it via the smartphone app. And we're going to make sure to turn on the live view because we want to see where the proper place would be for us to mount it. We want to make sure it's not going to catch the rear view mirror housing, and that looks like a good, safe place for us. So we're lining it up, checking it out with my phone, taking off the 3M tape, and we're going to stick it. And then we take it off the mount. We want to make sure to put a little bit more pressure on it to make sure it makes good stick and good adhesion. Now we're just using the 4140, like our little panel trim tool, to tuck the wiring in a little bit more. And as you can see, it's nice and clean. All the wiring is tucked in, a little dark, unfortunately, for you to see. Mounted on the passenger side. That way it's not distracting the driver in any way. And as we go to the back, there's your rear camera mounted on the rear hatch. Dash camera done in this BMW X5. I hope you enjoyed our video on how to install a dash camera into a BMW X5. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you are looking to support us, check us out, safedrivesolutions.com. We do ship to the United States and Canada, and we do professional dash cam installation in Greater Vancouver or Greater Toronto. Thanks again.